Hello everyone, welcome to the class. So today's topic is sequence, and as we know, the sequence is a collection of a number that follows the pattern. If you see the example, pattern is here 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. So this is the first example. If you see here, in this example, it is following a pattern of increasing the number by 2. Like if I see 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10. So what we are doing here, actually here we are plus adding 2. So there is a certain pattern which is like following this one, so we call it as a sequence. And if you see, the second one is like 1, 4, 9, 16. So this is also having one pattern, in which if you see here 1, it can be 1 square, then 2 square, then there is a 3 square, then there is a 4 square, and so on. So there, this is also having the same kind of similar pattern for each number, like 1 square, 2 square, 3 square. That's why this is also a sequence. Another, if you see the third example of mine, it is like 5, 10. If you see here 5, 10, so in this also we have like if I see 5, 10, 20, and then 40, what actually it is here, like 5 multiplied by 2 is 10, then 10 multiplied by 2 is 20, and then 20 multiplied by 2 is 40. So that's how like it is also following a pattern. So whenever there is a numbers are arranged in a particular pattern, we call it a sequence. Now there are a different type of sequence, like arithmetic sequence, geometric sequence, quadratic and cubic sequence. In IGCSE we can see like arithmetic sequence this for today's session, and in next session we will try to uh, cover geometric section or quadratic sequence or cubic sequence. So arithmetic sequence, when we say a sequence in which the difference between the consecutive term is constant, we call it a arithmetic sequence. If you see the first example, right, in this the successive, and this is if I consider these two terms, so 2 and 4, so 4 is the successive of 2. That means this is successive term and this is preceding term. So difference between the successive and preceding term of a, if it is always constant, like in this case if you see it is always, if you consider this one successive and this one preceding, so 6 minus 4 is 2, 8 minus 6 is 2, and 10 minus 8 is 2. So in this scenario we can say, okay, this is an arithmetic progression or arithmetic sequence. If I take the example of second one, 1, 4, 9, and 16, if you see 1, 4, 9, and 16, if I see the difference is here 3, here is 5, here is 7. So these are not constant. 3, 5, 7, it is like a keep on increasing. This difference is not constant. So we can say, okay, this is not a arithmetic progression. If you see the third example where there is a 5, 10, 15, and 20, and 40, here also the difference, if you see here, first is 5, right, then again if you see there is a 10, and then there is a 20. So this is also not an example of arithmetic sequence. So sequence in which the difference between the consecutive term are constant, we call it a arithmetic sequence. So this is like, hopefully this is now clear for you, like what is arithmetic sequence and what is sequence. Now we will go like, if there is arithmetic sequence, what are the things we need to take care, and what kind of questions comes in the exam, and what are the ways to solve those questions. So those we are going to discuss in this video. So first, if you see the example of the first one, 2, 4, 6, 8, I'm just going to write again. If this is like 2, the example is the first one, 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10. So first of all, you have to identify whether what kind of sequence it is. If it is an arithmetic sequence, like if we see the difference is like always constant between the consecutive terms, then we can say it is an arithmetic sequence. But there are few terms which we need to remember, like whenever you see the first term, like this is first term of the sequence, we call it a first term. So if I write a first term which is denoted by a, or t1 also you can write here, because in some cases t1 also they write, but you can write a. And if you see the difference, we call it here common difference. So the difference which is always constant in the sequence, we call it a arithmetic sequence, and the difference is we call it a name is common difference. Yeah, sometimes we call is like a CD, that means a short form of common difference, which is denoted by D. So we have first term and we have D. So in some cases they ask like what will be the Tn or the last term, Tn or the last term. So this is like last term. Okay, so how we can find the Tn? So there is a formula. Tn is equals to A is the first term, n minus 1 in bracket, and then there is a D which is a common difference which is going to multiply. So here like A is first term, we are you know this one. D is the common difference and n is the number, which is like suppose they ask for the 10th term or 50th term or 11th term, so you have to substitute the value of n in this case. So in this case our n will be the numbers which they will ask, or if they will not ask, like if they will say what is the last term or to be the nth term, then you can write a plus n minus 1d. You have to substitute the values to get the n term. So we'll follow some questions, we'll see like how it is, like questions are there. So I'm going to move on the question section. So if you see there is a sequence, first three of the sequence are given, which is 4, 7 and 10. First of all we have to identify what kind of sequence it is. So 4, if I write it 4, 7 and 10, so if you see here the difference, 4 plus 3 is 7, 7 plus 3 is 10. So there is a difference. If I successive minus preceding term, if I do like 7 minus 4, which is going to be 3. If I will do like, if I'll take 10, so 10 minus 7, which is going to be 3. So in both the cases we can say common difference is, which we call it a D, common difference is same. That's why it is an arithmetic progression. And the common difference in the first question, they ask write down the common difference. So common difference will be always, if I generalize this one, we can write it T like n min Tn minus 1. So like this, successive minus preceding term, you can take like if I take the sorry T, and if I will do like this also, like here if I plus 1 and there I will remove this Tn. So like suppose if this is the first term, n is the first term, then this will be the second term. So second term minus first term will be our common difference. If I will take the second term n as 2, then the third will be our the successive. So successive minus preceding. So in this case we saw like 7 minus 4 or 10 minus 7, anything like we can take it and we can write the answer is 3. Now they are asking what will be the 11th term. So 11th term, that means Tn we have to use. So Tn formula, you know, Tn is equals to A plus n minus 1 into D. Okay, so we know what is Tn, that means the nth. Now we have to identify the first term. So first term in this case will be 4. So I am going to substitute here 4. So this will be 4 plus n, because n is given here, so I am going to take n later. I will write here. First I am writing here just to explain you how to find the nth term, and D is the common difference, which is going to be 3. So this is our Tn, I wrote it. Now I have to replace with the 11. Nth is 11, so that's why we can write T11 is equals to 4 plus 11 minus 1 into 3. So this is now simple. We have to first bracket, inside the bracket bottommost rule we are following. So 11 minus 1 is will be 10. So I'm going to write here 4 plus 10 into 3. Okay, so now what we have to do, we have to find the 11th. I am going to solve this one further. So 4 plus 30, 10 into 3 is 30, so I am going to write it 30, and this will be answer, final answer after adding these two will be 34. So this is like how we can find the 11th term using the Tn formula. And only the thing we have to identify the first term, which is A in this case, which is 4, and nth sorry d, which is the common difference. So common difference always successive minus preceding term, where this is like how we can find the nth term. So let's move to the next question and see like what we can get it from the next question. So moving to these questions are like this kind of pattern they ask in paper 2 and 4 also. So this is another question which is based on the arithmetic sequence, but here if you see, first they ask for the nth term, like what will be the expression for the nth term, and then we have to identify the 20th term of this sequence. So same thing is like if the sequence we know the sequence is 5 and 9, then 13 and then 17. So in this we can see there is a plus 4 pattern is there, so there is a common difference is always going to be same. 5 plus 4 is 9, 9 plus 4 is 13. So that means D, if I have to write, I can take any like 9 minus 5 or 13 minus 9, anything I can take it, like this is going to be 4. So we have a D, and now we have to identify A, which is A is equals to first term, which is 5 in this case. Now we can simply apply the formula Tn is equals to A plus n minus 1 into D. So I'm going to write here A plus n minus 1 into D. So A, we have A which is 5, n, in this case n is not there for now, so we are going to just place it like same way. It's a okay, so this will be 4, so 4n, so I'm going to write here 4n minus 4. Now 5 and this minus 4 are the like term because these are the number and this is one variable. First we have to solve the like term, so which is like a 5 minus 4. I'm just writing the sign along with the sign, and plus 4. I just rearrange it so that you will understand basically what I did. I just rearrange the numbers first and then the number with the variable. So 5 minus 4, like we will do the subtraction here, which is going to 1 plus 4n. If you want, you can write it like this way, or if you want to rearrange it, you can write 4n plus 1. Anything is fine. For both the cases you will get the marks. So this is going to be our Tn. Okay, so this is going to be our Tn. Now they are asking, okay, find the 20th term. So this is like Tn, we know, okay, we have a Tn which is going to be 4n plus 1. What we have to do it, we have to just simply put the value of n, replace n with 20. So I'm going to replace with 20. So 4, this is multiplication, like 4n, that means 4 multiplied by n. So 4 multiplied by 20 plus 1. So I'm going to write here 4 plus 20, 4 into 20, which is going to be 80 plus 1. So this is going to be 81. So this is our answer for the second part of our nth term of arithmetic progression. So this is how we can find the nth term. This formula you need to remember, A plus n minus 1 into D, and you have to substitute the value, and after substituting the value, if they will ask for the 20th term, they can ask anything like 100 terms as well they can ask. So you have to just substitute the value of n and you'll get the answer. So let's move to the next question. Further we will go to check another term which is a negative common difference. So sometimes they give the sequence like which have a negative common difference, and you may get confused because for both the cases, like when we solve the question from first and second part, it was positive common difference. But if you see here, the numbers are in decreasing manner, like 20, then 17, then 14. So if you see here, like, okay, let's do with the sequencing, like, sorry, like common difference and find out. So I'm going to write here D, which is going to be 17 minus 20, or you can take any term like 14 minus 17 as well. I am going to take first, second and first term. So this is going to be minus 3. Why minus 3? Because 20 is greater than 17 and 27 is negative. That's why this is going to be negative. Even though if you do the 14 minus 17, you are going to get the answer same. Okay, so this is the common difference. This is like easy question. First question is easy. Now the second, they are asking about the nth term. So in order to get the nth term, you have to write the first term, which is going to be first term. I'm just writing first term. So as the name suggests, first value is the first term. So what is the first value of the sequence is 20. So I'm going to write here 20. Now nth term, so nth term formula we already discussed in the previous question, which is going to be Tn is equals to A plus n minus 1 and in bracket and into D. So A, we have 20, so I'm going to put it here 20. I'm just changing the color of the pen so that you'll get the idea of this one. So plus n is going to be same, but d in this, whenever the d, if you see it is negative, right, any negative numbers you have to take the bracket so that there will be no confusion. Okay, so it's a negative, so that's why we took as a, now we have to expand the bracket. If you see here, plus n is plus, plus into minus is minus, so I'm going to write minus 3 into n is 3n, so 3n. Now this is minus and this is minus, minus minus going to be plus, plus 3. So now if you see these 20 and 3 both are numbers, so I'm just rearranging so that you will get the better understanding of this one. And this is minus 3n. So now I am writing here 23, because 20 plus 3 is going to be 23 if we add minus 3n. Now we cannot further simplify because one is number, another is number with variable. We cannot simplify this, so this is going to be our answer for the second case, which is the nth term. Now they're asking which term has the value 7th, that minus 7. That means they already given, if you see, they already given the tn, which is, my bad, minus 7. Okay, and now they are asking what n, the value of what n, like if you see the third term is 14, fourth term is 11, so they are asking which term will be minus 7. That means they are asking about the n, value of n, which term. Okay, so tn you already found out, t23 minus 3n, which is you are going to substitute it here. So I am going to substitute 23 minus 3n is equals to minus 7. That's it. Now we have to simplify. It's simple algebraic expression where we have to equation where we have to solve this one. So variable will go one side and the numbers will go on other side. This is going to come this side, and this minus 7, right, I will shift it to the this side. So this is 23. If you see here, this is 23, so I'm going to write the same. Minus become plus when we shift on the other side. So this is going to be plus, is equals to, this is minus 3, when it will go then it will become plus, so this will be plus 3n. 23 plus 7 is 30, so I'm going to write it 30 is equals to 3n. And when 3 goes to the another side, it will be, it is in multiplication, it will be division. So I'm going to write here n is equals to 30 divided by 3, which is, if I write 30 divided by 3 is 10. So 10th term, our 10th term will be minus 7. Okay, so this is how we can solve the negative common difference. Also there is no, only the thing is like, this was a bit tricky question, which term has the value minus 7. That means the tn is already given, you have to identify the n. Okay, so hope this you will like, you'll like this video. If you have any question or concern, you can add your question in the comment box. Please share and subscribe.